On September 19, 2024, a shocking incident unfolded at the Letcher County Courthouse in Whitesburg, Kentucky. District Judge Kevin R. Mullins, a respected member of the legal community, was fatally shot inside his chambers. The alleged perpetrator? Letcher County Sheriff Sean M. Mickey Steins, a man entrusted with maintaining law and order in the very county he served. The murder of a sitting judge in his own courthouse sent shockwaves throughout Kentucky's legal and law enforcement circles, sparking an investigation that left many questioning the relationships between those in power. Born on June 25, 1970, Kevin R. Mullins was known as a dedicated legal professional with a long history in Kentucky's judicial system. A graduate of the University of Kentucky and the University of Louisville School of Law, Mullins began his legal career as an assistant Commonwealth's attorney in Letcher County in 2001. His work in the prosecution's office built his reputation as a fair yet firm enforcer of the law. In 2009, then Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear appointed Mullins as a district judge for Kentucky's 47th Judicial District, which includes Letcher, Knott, and Perry counties. His appointment was later confirmed through elections, and he remained a widely respected judge who presided over a variety of cases, from small claims and family disputes to criminal proceedings. Mullins had a calm but authoritative demeanor on the bench, known for his fair rulings and deep knowledge of Kentucky law. Friends and colleagues described him as a devoted family man, a mentor to young attorneys, and a judge who had earned the trust of the community. His tragic and unexpected murder left a gaping hole in the Kentucky judicial system. Sheriff Sean Steins was a dedicated law enforcement officer, elected as Letcher County Sheriff in 2018. A lifelong resident of eastern Kentucky, Steins had previously worked as a deputy before running for sheriff. His leadership style was sometimes described as hard-nosed, but he was generally seen as a lawman who took pride in serving his county. Despite his strong public image, whispers of tensions between Steins and Judge Mullins had circulated within the legal community. Some insiders suggested that the sheriff and the judge had clashed over multiple legal decisions, including some cases that involved the sheriff's department. Whether these tensions played a role in the murder would soon become the focus of investigators. A courthouse turned into a crime scene. September 19, 2024, was expected to be just another day at the courthouse, until it turned into a scene of chaos. According to eyewitness reports, Sheriff Sean Steins entered the Letcher County Courthouse around 10 a.m. He was seen walking towards Judge Mullins' chambers, an area restricted to courthouse personnel. While judges and law enforcement officials often had private meetings, what transpired behind closed doors was far from routine. At approximately 10:15 a.m., courthouse staff reported hearing a gunshot. Then a second. A deputy ran towards the judge's chambers and found Judge Mullins slumped over his desk, bleeding from gunshot wounds to the chest and head. Sheriff Steins was standing in the room, his gun still in hand. The courthouse was immediately placed on lockdown as deputies called for emergency medical assistance. However, Judge Mullins was pronounced dead at the scene. What had caused Sheriff Steins to allegedly pull the trigger? That would soon be investigated.
On a Kentucky County Sheriff who is being charged with the shooting death of a judge inside of his court chambers. Sheriff Sean Steins made his first appearance in court last week. That video is just so hard to be able to watch there, where he pled not guilty. Police say Steins shot Judge Kevin Mullins multiple times last week after an argument inside a Kentucky courtroom. They have not offered any.
Within minutes of the shooting, deputies arrested Sheriff Sean Steins without resistance. Witnesses reported that he remained silent as he was taken into custody. He was transported to the Kentucky State Police Post in Hazard, where he was formally charged with first-degree murder. Authorities launched an immediate investigation, interviewing courthouse staff and collecting forensic evidence. The murder weapon, a Glock 19, was recovered from Judge Mullins' chambers and later confirmed to be registered to Steins. Surveillance footage and ballistic analysis became key components in the case against the sheriff. As news of the murder spread, Letcher County residents were in disbelief. A sitting judge, gunned down in his own courthouse, by the very sheriff meant to uphold the law. Many struggled to comprehend how a long-time law enforcement officer could allegedly commit such a crime in broad daylight. Speculation ran rampant as officials sought a motive, from legal disputes to personal conflicts and potential corruption. The courthouse, once a symbol of justice, had become the scene of a gruesome crime, leaving the community mourning and demanding answers. What truly led to Judge Mullins' murder? investigators were determined to uncover the truth. As investigators dug deeper, multiple potential motives emerged in the shocking murder of Judge Kevin Mullins. While no single cause has been confirmed, these theories provide insight into what may have led to the tragic events of September 19, 2020. 4.1. One of the most widely discussed theories involves tensions over legal rulings. Sources within the courthouse suggested that Judge Mullins and Sheriff Steins had clashed on multiple occasions. Some reports indicate that Mullins had ruled against the sheriff's department, limiting Steins' authority in certain cases. It's possible that a particularly contentious legal decision could have fueled resentment, ultimately leading to a violent confrontation. Insiders hinted at a deeper, more personal dispute between Mullins and Steins. Though the exact nature of their animosity remains unclear, some believe there was long-standing bad blood between the two. However, no reports of previous violent incidents between them exist, leaving many to wonder if this conflict had been boiling beneath the surface for years before culminating in murder. Another theory suggests that Judge Mullins may have been investigating Sheriff Steins for misconduct within the sheriff's department. If Steins feared that evidence of corruption would come to light, he may have taken drastic measures to silence the judge before legal action could be taken. If this theory proves true, the case could expose far-reaching corruption beyond just Steins himself. Some speculate that the killing may have been the result of a heated argument that spiraled out of control. Perhaps Steins and Mullins exchanged words, tempers flared, and the situation escalated into violence. However, one major question remains. Why did Sheriff Steins enter the judge's chambers with a loaded weapon? If the shooting was truly spontaneous, it's difficult to explain why Steins was armed and ready to fire. With the trial approaching, investigators remain determined to uncover the truth behind the murder of Judge Kevin Mullins. The trial of Sheriff Sean M. Steins was set to be one of the most high-profile cases in Kentucky's history. Given Steins' position as an elected law enforcement official, state authorities moved swiftly to ensure a fair and impartial trial. To prevent any potential conflicts of interest, the case was transferred from Letcher County prosecutors to the Kentucky Attorney General's office. At the first court hearing, prosecutors formally charged Steins with first-degree murder, a crime that carries a potential life sentence without parole. The prosecution argued that Steins acted with intent, shooting Judge Mullins in cold blood inside his courthouse chambers. However, Steins' defense attorney pushed back, stating that the case was more complex than it appeared. The defense hinted at a possible self-defense claim, suggesting that a hidden conflict between Steins and Mullins could have played a role. Despite these assertions, forensic evidence painted a damning picture. Ballistic analysis confirmed that Judge Mullins was shot at close range, and no weapon was found on or near him. Surveillance footage and eyewitness testimonies further supported the prosecution's argument that Steins' actions were premeditated. Confident in their case, prosecutors moved forward aggressively, determined to secure a conviction that would hold Steins fully accountable. As the trial unfolded, the legal community and the public closely followed every detail, knowing that the outcome would have lasting implications for both Kentucky's judicial system and public trust in law enforcement. The people of Letcher County were devastated by the murder. Many saw Kevin Mullins as a fair and just judge who had served the community with integrity. His funeral service was attended by hundreds, including judges, attorneys, and law enforcement officials from across the state. Meanwhile, the case also sparked conversations about corruption and accountability in law enforcement. If a sheriff could murder a judge, what did that say about the power dynamics within the justice system? The murder of Judge Kevin Mullins by Sheriff Sean Steins will go down as one of Kentucky's most infamous cases. It exposed deep tensions within the justice system and left a community in shock, mourning the loss of a respected and fair judge. As the trial unfolds, the nation watches closely to see whether justice will be served, not just for Judge Mullins, but for the entire legal system he swore to protect. The case raises critical questions about power, corruption, and the boundaries of the law, forcing many to reconsider the integrity of those in authority. While the courtroom battles begin, Letcher County remains shaken, struggling to come to terms with the fact that a man trusted to uphold the law now stands accused of cold-blooded murder. The outcome of this case will leave a lasting impact on Kentucky's judicial system for years to come.